Hamburg might be best known for its namesake foodstuff, the hamburger, but there's more to this city than meat. More than meat. Here are the stadiums and arenas of Hamburg, Germany. Stadion Heuerluft. Having opened in 1907, this is one of the older football stadiums in Germany. Up until recently it was more than just a football stadium, as it was home to the Sea Devils, the biggest American football team in town. But they've outgrown this little stadium and moved into one we'll be talking about in approximately 22 seconds. This place certainly looks its age, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Yes, the main stand has pillars holding up the roof, obstructing some people's view, but it's an interesting looking stand, done up in the colours of SC Victoria. Over on the other side there's grass terracing, which is not something you see every day. There's not much in the way of natural grass on the field itself, however. Volksparkstadion. There has been a stadium on this site in the park they call Volkspark for nearly 100 years. Volksparkstadion only opened in 1953 though, and then in the late 90s it was converted from a multi-purpose stadium to a football specific one, which included the realignment of the field by 90 degrees. So one might argue that the stadium is only 25 years old. Anyway, not important. It has once again been renovated prior to the 2024 Euros, but that was just a €30 million renovation, which for a stadium of this size is the equivalent of repainting your living room and buying a new coffee table. Just a touch up. Not only did the Sea Devils recently move in, but it's also the part-time home of Shakhtar Donetsk. You know, when they're playing teams from outside of Ukraine. So it's certainly been kept busy in recent times. Next door is Barclays Arena, which happens to be the largest indoor sports venue in the city. Strangely enough, this venue was largely funded not by Barclays, the title sponsor, but by a current member of the Finnish Parliament. Yes, the Finnish Parliament. A man called Harry Harkimo. He likes ice hockey. And this place was home to the Hamburg Freezers, an ice hockey club. But sadly, the Hamburg Freezers were put on ice in 2016 and have yet to be defrosted, let alone put on the grill. The only permanent sporting tenant is the city's major handball team, who actually aren't all that permanent as they only play some of their bigger matches here. It seems like a solid all-round venue, but there's not much unique about the design to point out. Tennisstadion am Rottenbaum. It might surprise you to hear that Tennisstadion is a tennis stadium. A very old tennis stadium. It opened in the early 1890s. Although it goes without saying that it was a completely different venue back then. This actual building is not all that old. Similar to Volksparkstadion, it was rebuilt in 1999. Although apparently that is still kinda old, as a few years back they were considering demolishing it and building a smaller one in its place. Instead it was given a new roof, the seats were replaced, and they sprayed some airwick about the place just to freshen things up. The Hamburg Open has been held here ever since it opened in 1892. Optics.de Arena. A lot of arenas started out their lives as non-sporting venues. This one has a particularly peculiar origin story. It was originally built for the International Garden Show in 2013, then converted to a sports venue the following year. Ironically, they had to fell over 2,200 trees to build the complex. I guess cutting down trees is a type of gardening. There is an attached swimming pool, hence the elongated nature of the building. Inside there are few signs of the building's garden-related past. It's pretty straightforward. The capacity is coming entirely from retractable seating throughout, as you might expect. Stadion. This is probably the most beautiful ground in the city. Despite plans over the years to convert it into an overly commercialized modern stadium, it has kept its traditional design, that consists of a standalone stand on each side of the field, all of which have brick and glass facades, and the corners have been left without seating, giving some spectators a bit of a Ferris wheel view. That's not to say all the stands are original, they're not, but they've kept to the same aesthetic, because that's what the supporters want. And the supporters themselves were consulted about the designs. Das ist how it should be. I made a video a while ago called The Best Stadium in Every German State, and I completely forgot about this stadium when it came to Hamburg. I regret it every day. I chose Volksparkstadion. Das war ein Mistaken. Das war ein Mistaken. Aus der Dorfer Sporthalle has a slightly unusual exterior design. It sort of looks like the cross-section of an aeroplane. That roof has caused issues in recent times, as the arena had to be closed in 2021 due to structural issues. Repairs have since been made, of course. Before Barclays Arena was built, this was the preeminent indoor arena in the city, which is somewhat surprising given its limited capacity. Unlike Barclays Arena, this place is now entirely dedicated to the sport of handball, which I believe is actually more popular than basketball in Germany, at least in terms of participation. Hand in Hand für Hamburg. And those were the hamburger stadiums. Consider subscribing if you're new around here, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.